Skull Nation, stop right now. US Bank Stadium just erupted with breaking news and one number is already carved. It's stone 8 false starts at HOME. That hasn't happened since 2009, and the team that did it, the Buffalo Bills. The Vikings just joined them in the history books for all the wrong reasons. A defensive captain left the field clutching his shoulder. The offensive coordinator's play calling is under fire. A return specialist fumbled TWICE in one half, and J.J. McCarthy's chemistry with Justin Jefferson hit a wall that ended in an interception. Everyone's still debating. 5 stories, 1 collapse. And here's the first payoff you need to know. Those 8 false start penalties, they cost the Vikings 72 yards and killed 3 scoring drives. Baltimore walked into your house, heard your crowd confuse your offense, and walked out with a 27-19 victory that dropped Minnesota to 4-5. If you bleed purple louder than you hate the Packers, hit like right now and prove Skull Nation is still the most loyal fan base in football. We're diving into the chaos that defines this season, starting with a penalty disaster that made NFL history for the worst possible reason. Stay locked to the end. There's a double cliffhanger involving Green Bay that you won't see coming. Silence. That's what the home crowd is supposed to give you. That's the advantage of playing at US Bank Stadium, where 70,000 purple-clad fans know when to scream and when to shut up. Sunday afternoon against the Ravens, that advantage vanished. The Vikings committed 8 false start penalties in their own building, tying the second highest total for a home team since 2000. Only the Buffalo Bills in 2009 had more, with 9. Let that sink in. The Vikings just made history, and not the kind anyone wants to remember. How does a professional football team, playing in front of their own fans, forget how to snap the ball? The answer is more complicated than it looks, and it starts with the man under center. J.J. McCarthy missed significant time earlier this season. When a quarterback is out, the entire rhythm of an offense breaks down. From the huddle to the cadence at the line of scrimmage, everything requires chemistry, repetition, and trust. McCarthy came back, but the timing didn't. On Sunday, the lack of sync was brutal. The offensive line hesitated. McCarthy's cadence was inconsistent, and the result? 8 blown snaps before the ball was even hiked. Head coach Kevin O'Connell didn't mince words. After the game, the penalty situation, which we need to correct immediately, specifically the plays before the snap, whether it's the cadence or whatever it is, it's just unacceptable in any form. He said. O'Connell's frustration was visible, and rightfully so. This wasn't a one-play fluke. It was a systemic collapse that spanned for quarters. Here's the damage: 72 yards lost, 3 scoring drives killed, and Baltimore's defense getting free stops without even making a tackle. The Ravens didn't need to blitz. They didn't need exotic coverages. They just had to line up and watch the Vikings beat themselves. Minnesota still managed to average over 6 yards per play on offense, which makes the loss even more infuriating. When you move the ball that efficiently and still lose by 8 points, the problem isn't talent. It's discipline. It's execution. It's the little things that separate playoff teams from pretenders. And right now, the Vikings are firmly in the pretender category. But here's the twist that nobody's talking about. The crowd. Yes, the Vikings crowd. US Bank Stadium is one of the loudest venues in the NFL, and on Sunday, that noise worked against the home team. Whether it was a lack of awareness from the fans or just bad timing, the decibel level stayed high even when the Vikings had the ball. That's supposed to be crowd control 101. Be loud on defense, be quiet on offense. Somehow, that message didn't translate. Was it confusion? Was it frustration boiling over from watching penalties pile up? Or was it something deeper, a fanbase losing faith in a team that's now 4-5? Whatever the reason, it added fuel to an already raging fire. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the Vikings can fix this penalty problem in time to make a playoff push, or is this season already slipping away? Drop your honest take in the comments. And if you believe Kevin O'Connell needs to spend the next 3 practices just on cadence and snap counts, smash that like button and let the league know Minnesota isn't going down without a fight. But hold on, because as catastrophic as that was, the penalty problem runs deeper than one game. This has been a season-long epidemic, and the numbers are about to make your blood boil. Stay locked. The false starts weren't a Sunday surprise. They were the latest chapter in a season-long disaster. The Minnesota Vikings currently rank 4th in the NFL in total penalties, and they lead the entire league in false starts. Read that again. They have committed more false starts than any other team in football. The total, 19. Add in for delay of game penalties, for illegal formation flags, 3 neutral zone infractions, to 12 men on the field penalties, and 1 offensive holding, and you've got a grand total of 33 procedural penalties. That's not a football team. That's chaos with helmets. Kevin O'Connell addressed it again after the loss to Baltimore, and his words carried weight. The penalty situation and the turnovers, considering we're averaging over 6 yards of play on offense, is completely useless if you're going to give back so many of those yards in different ways. He said, he's right. The Vikings offense has been effective when they're not shooting themselves in the foot. They moved the ball well against the Ravens. They averaged 6 yards per play. They had chances to win the game late, but every time they built momentum, a yellow flag came flying in and erased it. That's not bad luck. That's bad discipline. O'Connell continued, first and foremost, we need to find a way to correct whatever issue occurred. Usually, we're able to do that during the game if there's an issue, but there seemed to be excessive hesitation here and there, in excess. So if there was any uncertainty about what we were doing, obviously that's something we need to correct, regardless of who's playing and everything else. It's something we need to do. The word hesitation is key. Hesitation means doubt. Doubt means the players don't trust the system, the cadence, or maybe even each other. That's a culture problem, not just a technical one. Here's where it gets worse. This isn't fixable overnight. We're in week 10. The season is more than halfway done. Practice time is limited. The focus now shifts to game planning for opponents, not drilling the basics like false starts and delay of game penalties. Those should have been locked in during training camp. The fact that they're still happening and increasing raises serious questions about how the Vikings have been using their practice time all season. Was there too much focus on scheme and not enough on execution? Were the coaches assuming the players would just figure it out as the season went on? Whatever the reason, it's not working. But here's the silver lining, and it's a big one. Despite all the penalties, despite all the self-inflicted wounds, the Vikings still averaged 6 yards per play against one of the best defenses in the NFL. That means the talent is there. The scheme is there. The explosiveness is there. If they can cut the penalties in HALF, not even eliminate them entirely, just cut them in half, this team is capable of winning games down the stretch. The question is whether they have the discipline and the leadership to make it happen. Do you think they can turn it around? Or is this a lost season? Let me know in the comments. And if you're still riding with the Vikings despite the chaos, hit that LIKE button and show the haters that Skull Nation doesn't quit. But brace yourself, because the next story is about a single play that's dividing the fan base. A 3rd and 1 deep shot that ended in an interception, and both the coach and the quarterback are defending it. Was it genius or madness? You decide. Stay locked. 3rd and 1. Midfield. Leading 10-9 in the 3rd quarter. The Ravens' defense is on its heels. The Vikings have all the momentum. What do? If you're Kevin O'Connell, you don't run the ball. You don't sneak it. You don't even try a short pass. You take a shot, a deep shot, to Justin Jefferson against single coverage, and it ends in an interception that flips the entire game. J.J. McCarthy took the snap, faked the handoff to Aaron Jones, and dropped back into a clean pocket. He looked downfield and saw exactly what he wanted. Jefferson one-on-one with Marlon Humphrey. No safety help over the top. It was the perfect setup for a home run ball. McCarthy let it fly, but Jefferson never got there. His feet tangled with Humphrey's, and he went down. Humphrey, now all alone, drifted under the ball and made one of the easiest interceptions of his career. He returned it 27 yards, and on the very next drive, the Ravens kicked a field goal to take the lead. They never trailed again. Final score, 27-19. The backlash was immediate. Fans erupted on social media. Analysts questioned the play call. Critics pointed to the obvious. Why would you throw deep on 3rd and 1 when you have Aaron Jones in the backfield and an option to go for it on 4th down if you don't convert? It seemed reckless. It seemed unnecessary. But Kevin O'Connell, he's standing by it. We knew it would be zero coverage, one-on-one with Justin. O'Connell said after the game, if we didn't get the perfect look for the play, we were going to try a run, and I was planning to go for it on 4th down anyway. The ball had already left McCarthy's hand when Justin's and Humphrey's feet got tangled. Things like that happen in football, and I'm going to take Justin Jefferson in man-to-man, zero coverage, whenever we can. McCarthy echoed that sentiment. Zero coverage, one-on-one, and I have the best receiver in the world, he said. So no matter who's out there covering him, I'm going to give him a chance. I didn't see him fall. It's one of those situations where, if he catches it, it's great. If he doesn't, it's an incomplete pass or an interception, and in practice, that's like a punt. 10 times out of 10, I'm giving him a chance. On paper, the logic makes sense. Jefferson is one of the most dominant receivers in the NFL. If you get him one-on-one with no help, you attack. But here's the problem. Jefferson had a ROUGH day. He was targeted 12 times and caught only for passes for 37 yards. That's the first time in his career he's been targeted at least 11 times and finished with fewer than 6 receptions. Some of the incompletions were on McCarthy, inaccurate throws, balls behind the receiver, timing issues, but others were on Jefferson, drops, lack of effort, and on the interception, a strange decision not to fight for the ball. The chemistry that defined their connection in previous seasons just wasn't there. Later in the third quarter, McCarthy tried the consecutive end zone passes to Jefferson, and neither connected. It was a frustrating day for both players, and it culminated in a game-changing turnover that the coaching staff is defending and the fan base is debating. Here's where it gets interesting. O'Connell has a pattern of throwing the ball on third and short instead of running it, and the results don't support the strategy. But in this specific case, the play call made sense if you trust your best player. The problem is, when your best player trips over his own feet and the quarterback's second interception of the day seals a loss, the process over results argument loses its power. Fans don't care about the process, they care about wins. And right now, the Vikings are 4-5 with a brutal schedule ahead. Do you think O'Connell made the right call? Or should he have just pounded the rock with Aaron Jones? Drop your take in the comments. And if you think McCarthy and Jefferson can rebuild their chemistry and make a run, hit that LIKE button and prove you still believe. But the chaos isn't over yet. While the offense was imploding, a defensive star left the field in pain, and the updates on his status are vague. That story is next, and it could define the rest of the season. Stay locked. The defense couldn't save the day, and now they might be without their best pass rusher. Jonathan Greenard left Sunday's game with a shoulder injury, and the details are murky. He was in visible pain. He went to the medical tent. He was ruled out, and after the game, Kevin O'Connell gave the most frustratingly vague update possible. Jonathan Greenard suffered a left shoulder injury. He'll be evaluated today and tomorrow, but I'll be able to give you more information later. That's it. No timeline, no severity, just we'll see. Here's why that's a problem. Greenard is the Vikings' designated pass rusher. Unlike Andrew Van Ginkel, who plays multiple roles, Greenard was signed to do one thing: get to the quarterback. He's not a great coverage linebacker. The Vikings intentionally lined him up on the edge to make life hell for opposing tackles. Before Sunday, he led the team with 33 quarterback pressures and 24 hurries. He's also a solid run defender. Without him, the Vikings' pass rush becomes anemic, and it showed. As soon as Greenard left the game, the Ravens' offense shifted into another gear. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry started gashing the defense on the ground, and Minnesota had no answer. If Greenard misses time, the Vikings will turn to Dallas Turner, the second-year linebacker. Turner has flashed potential, but hasn't lived up to his first-round pedigree yet. He's only 22 years old, so there's room to grow. But asking him to replace Greenard's production is a tall order. The Vikings could also use Eric Wilson or Yalen Redmond in pass rush situations, but neither is a true edge rusher. Bottom line, if Greenard is out long-term, the defense is in serious trouble. We'll know more after Monday's press conference, but right now, Vikings fans should be worried. Let's talk about who showed up and who didn't. On the winner's side, Aaron Jones was electric. When he's on the field, the Vikings offense is a completely different animal. He brings speed, explosiveness, and vision that backup Jordan Mason just doesn't have. Despite the loss, Jones proved once again that he's the engine of this offense. The problem: the Vikings abandoned the run game far too early. Another winner, Yalen Naylor. He caught a 62-yard bomb on the opening drive, made a clutch fourth down grab late in the game, and scored a touchdown. Naylor is a free agent after this season, and performances like this are going to earn him a big contract somewhere. Now the losers. Miles Price had a nightmare. He fumbled twice on kickoff returns, including one that the Ravens recovered. That's a fireable offense for a return specialist. Don't be surprised if the Vikings move on from him this week. Next loser, J.J. McCarthy's cadence. 8 false starts at home is inexcusable, and much of that falls on the quarterback's shoulders. The timing, the snap count, the communication, it all needs to be fixed in practice this week. Finally, Kevin O'Connell himself. The penalties, the questionable play calling, the lack of discipline, it all reflects on the head coach. O'Connell deserves credit for building a competitive team, but he also deserves criticism for Sunday's disaster. The Vikings had 22 third-and-2 or less situations this season, and only 10 of them were rushing attempts. That's a problem. If you think O'Connell needs to simplify the offense and lean on Aaron Jones more, hit that like button. And if you believe the Vikings can still turn this season around, drop a comment with your boldest prediction. But we're not done. The conclusion is coming, and it ties everything together with a double cliffhanger you need to hear. Stay locked. 5 stories, 1 collapse, 8 false starts at home, a season-long penalty epidemic, a controversial interception on 3rd-and-1, a potentially serious injury to the team's best pass rusher, and a list of winners and losers that exposes the real problems with this team. The Minnesota Vikings are 4-5, and every single issue we just covered is fixable. The talent is there. The scheme is there. The question is whether the discipline and leadership are there to turn it around. Because right now, Minnesota is stuck in a loop of self-destructs, and time is running out. Let's break down what this really means. If the Vikings can clean up half the penalties, protect J.J. McCarthy's cadence, and lean on Aaron Jones in short yardage situations, they're a playoff caliber team. They average 6 yards per play against one of the best defenses in the NFL. That's elite. But if they keep giving back 72 yards in false starts, if they keep throwing deep on 3rd-and-1, if they keep fumbling kickoffs and losing their best defenders to injury, then 4-5 becomes 5-12, and the season is over. The margin for error is gone. The Vikings play the Bears next week, and that's a must-win game. Lose to Chicago, and the division is out of reach. The Packers are rolling. The Lions are dominant. Minnesota's window is closing fast. Now here's what I need from Skull Nation. 1. Smash the like if you believe the Vikings can fix the penalties and make a playoff push. 2. Drop a comment with your prediction for the rest of the season. Are we winning the division? Are we sneaking into the wild card? Or is this season already lost? 3. Subscribe, because every subscriber makes Packers fans furious. We're taking over the NFC North one video at a time. Your support keeps this content alive, and I need you loud in the comments to prove Viking Nation doesn't quit. But listen closely, because here's the edge of the cliff. Jonathan Greenard's shoulder injury is still a mystery. Kevin O'Connell gave us nothing in his post-game presser, which usually means the news isn't good. If Greenard misses significant time, the Vikings pass rush is dead, and teams will attack J.J. McCarthy with long, sustained drives that wear down the defense. That could be the difference between 6 wins and 10 wins. We'll get an update Monday, but if you see a report that Greenard is heading the injured reserve, you'll know where you heard it first. And on top of that, the Packers just cleared $22 million in cap space. They're hunting the same free agents the Vikings are eyeing. Which team moves first? Which domino falls? The next 72 hours will define the NFC North. But there's one more thing nobody's talking about, and it's the biggest question of all. After Sunday's loss, sources say a Vikings defensive leader called a players-only meeting. No coaches, no front office, just the players. What was said in that room? Was it a rallying cry? Was it a call-out session? Was it an attempt to save the season? Or was it a fracture waiting to explode? That story drops in the next video, and it could be the most important one yet. If the locker room is united, the Vikings can still make noise. If it's divided, this season is done. SKOL Nation, the battle is here. The division is OURS to take if we can stop beating ourselves. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's prove the rest of the NFC North that purple and gold bleeds louder than anyone else. Comment your hottest take below, and let's make some noise. We ride together. See you in the next war.